In yesterday's update video, we went over the macro scale. We went over the fact that there were those daily divergences and the Qs were at that risky spot being at the annual expected move, with IWM tapping very close to it with a more significant divergence as well. If any of this seems like a lot to just throw at you right in the first like 20 seconds of the video, guys, go view that video from yesterday. It will be good because a lot of the stuff we talked about a week ago ended up starting to come to fruition this week. So very, very nice. We're going to continue to give you those weekly updates with some macro side every single Saturday. I will make sure to put a link up at the end of this video that you guys can click on. So if you want to watch the whole thing, you can watch it before or after. I just think it's important to get that macro side on so that you understand this weekly chart isn't necessarily leaning towards a massive stock market crash just yet, but potentially just a correction that looks a little bit volatile. And if you remember just a week ago, we were talking about we're going to have a fake crash scenario, and that door has been open, but is it going to fully be open? And that's what we're going to go over in this video as we get you guys those updated weekly expected moves and daily expected moves. And we start to consider, hey, this 2 hours starting to go negative here. Are we completely wiping out any form of getting to a new high? Well, we're going to consider some things with these 2 hour and 30-minute charts and get into those shorter time frames so that we can get a good outlook on what's very probable for the week ahead. And let's get into it. First, we need to talk about volatility with the 2 hour creating the lower low. Wait a second, MACD higher low, really close to the center line. Glad we pointed this out on Thursday, but we were watching for what? Last weekend, we talked about a potential volatility, the VIX here making some kind of 2 hour divergence. Now, this did make a positive move, so I don't know if you call it divergence, but we cleared it up on Thursday by saying if it curls up if it curls up right now, is it closer to the center line? And could that be a reaction that can go positive and end up curling up the daily chart? And man, were we good to point that out, because now volatility is up by what? You can't really see it over there, but this says 39.7%. If you kind of look up here for a moment, you'll see 39 plus 39.7%. So the percentages kind of go like this. If volatility is up by 10%, then you are likely to see the market be dropping, right? But the next two trading sessions, you would have an 85% probability to see some kind of bounce. That could be a small bounce, it could be a recovery. We'll have to see what takes place and utilize our daily and weekly expected moves to really see if a full recovery is possible here and look at the negative trends. But considering that we were up by 39.7% for volatility, that actually means we have a 95% probability to see an update for the SPY in the next two trading sessions. So the main thing about volatility here, and we'll probably go over this again at the end, is this is potential to turn up the weekly chart if you want to look at that macro video. And the 2 hour is in a dramatically positive trend as of right now, tagging that 2151 directly by the end of the day. Just another anecdotal level that I've been playing with for the last year or so. Let's go to the SPY and really talk about this and first get you guys those weekly and daily moves. We noticed the monthly move is down here. If you don't have that yet, you can get the monthly moves in yellow. We give them out for free at the end of every single month or the beginning of a new month. We give out weekly expected moves every single weekend, every single Sunday. I try to give out these weekly expected moves. So I would love for you to subscribe and see how this information is super helpful to you, because this is calculated with the options data. The funny thing for me is we have spread out for the week ahead. We have spread out with a little bit of more implied volatility, which makes sense because volatility goes up, implied volatility goes up as well. But something that didn't increase much is your daily expected move. And this is where we will consider potentially that up day. But I do notice that a lot of the futures and stuff like that did end up going a little bit lower, down to potentially the weekly expected move for the future. So we will consider that. 751.47 to the upside for your weekly move, 723.63 to the downside. So the only thing here that could really save the bulls is some kind of massive random squeeze. And I do not see any signal that suggests that a squeeze is being hinted here. So as of right now, if I see nothing that really tells me, and I'll show you that on the 30-minute 30-minute chart. If I see nothing that tells me that this is going to turn around with any kind of probability, then that would be considered low probability at this point. We can curl up the 2-hour chart and maybe get to that weekly expected move, but that would be a heavy resistance level where we would likely go down and actually see the physical SPY during regular trading hours tag the weekly expected move. So if the 2-hour curls up, I still really want to consider where my weekly move is, consider that that would be a potential lower high for the 2-hour chart and when looking at the weekly expected move. Continuation, if you're just going to keep dropping for that 2-hour move, well, we could end up down towards 723.63. Let's consider that 95% probability for an update real quick here though, and see how we could get down to that lower weekly expected move, or at least the monthly one. Well, we notice here that it would be pretty simple. The most simple way that this market can do something here to really set up a potential 30-minute swing to get some kind of downside is we're very far away from the 5-day. We notice that the 30-minute is pretty darn deep here. You notice that we're at levels where you are very likely to do what? Create potential divergences, create divergences, create divergences, create divergences down at these type of levels. So if we're saying a 2-hour is going to curl up, we do not see a higher low to give you that hint. We do not see some kind of divergence to give you that hint just yet. But you notice how good that would look by the monthly expected move. This would be fantastic. And that's why I want you to join us for the live show Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all summer long, all the way through the end of August. We will be doing completely free live videos on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday from the open. And we're going to stay live for 2 to 3 hours. So I hope you join, especially if you are new and you have any kind of question. I love to answer your questions. This means that this MACD, if we do see some kind of dry kind of update, considering we have a weird low amount of implied volatility, even if we start out down first, if we get some kind of update, we would look for a failure of the 30-minute, potentially closer to the center line. That is how we can potentially get down to the monthly or even the weekly expected move for the week ahead. So considering the fact that we have no hints that the SPY could turn around here, it's kind of important to understand that the 30-minute is very likely to continue. Where would it continue? Well, most likely the 5-day would need to catch up in some fashion, and then we would see some kind of roll to head to the downside. That seems to be the most probable based on the information we have here for the SPY. But let's keep going. Let's see how the Qs see. Let's see how we see things with the Qs. Let's see how the IWM proves itself right now and see what we can derive from that with our expected moves. And then we'll go over volatility on those shorter time frames. As of right now, the 2-hour is dropping and going negative, so you are at risk of breaking the low. If we are going to go through that weekly pullback that we talked about, that weekly correction that we talked about, well, then we still have the opportunity to get some kind of 2-hour reaction to set up the left head and right shoulder. So we will be watching for that very carefully. The big thing here compared to just at the beginning of the week, we were paying attention to if this could come down to these type of levels and curl back up into positive territory. We have wiped out that area. So we have to consider that this got a big reaction to the downside. Volatility confirmed a very, very sell-off type signal. And therefore, we are very likely to see a lower high and go down to weekly, the lower monthly expected move as of right now. The Q is very, very important to watch here. We see that the Qs did go negative in some fashion. Now the Qs still positive, right? If it curled up right away, we could go to the upside, but that is outside of your monthly expected move, or I'm sorry, your weekly expected move. And you're so close to tapping it that you'd like to see that in the regular trading hours. So if this curls up, your weekly expected move is not saying a full recovery right this second is high probability. It can happen. We'll monitor this. That's why we're doing the live show, because we saw some volatility coming in. I wanted to be live with you guys for this summer. The 2-hour chart being curled down here is perfectly fine. We still would like to potentially see a lower high from volatility to suggest more downside is coming. But does the 30-minute suggest some kind of turnaround is coming? Considering our weekly expected move is 729.24, we'd maybe look for lower high around there. 680.88 though, can we get there? The 30-minute chart is well negative here. Just like the SPY, this is well negative. This means that maybe buying some kind of short at the end of the day would be more of a bet on some kind of black swan. It would be very, very low probability still. It can work. This is the recipe for it. But the more likely thing here is you get kind of a dry day. You head up to 712.68, and you get up there. Even if we end up down here first, we kind of dry run all the way up to these levels, and then we would rotate down as that 5-day comes across. As we test it, we could then rotate down to a monthly or even weekly expected move at that point. When we do start to see divergences or higher lows for the 30-minute, that is more when we would consider that the 2 hour can make some kind of move to the upside. And we will take into consideration, once those things form, where the 2 hour MACD is at. So as of right now, the most probable thing here is continuation for the 30-minute until we see some signs, some signals that this wants to, some hints that give us the probability that the 2 hour can turn around. This is very, very likely to continue for the Qs. Make sure to go over that macro video because the daily and weekly chart very important here for the Qs. IWM, the most important for those macro signals. We almost got to that move. We see the fake out that did happen. We saw that boom to the downside, and we cut out this low. That should be like, hey, I need to mitigate risk immediately kind of deal. But we were able to go negative in some fashion. Is this level negative enough to create divergences? You would have to say yes at this point. That means until I see a higher low, until I see some kind of divergence, I can't really talk about the 2 hour chart turning around. So as of right now, a dry run up to a daily expected move of 284.08, where we are able to reject, would be very probable for Monday. Maybe that drags out into Tuesday. We'll have to see. But overall, the next opportunity for a swing to the downside, if we continue, would be some kind of curl up that gets you up by that center line and then curls down into negative territory. Continuation being the most probable here for the 30-minute chart. We noticed that the 2 hour actually was able to set up some divergence here, you would potentially say, some kind of double top, you could potentially say, but it was kind of wonky here for the MACD. But you do see that, you see that downward direction, you see that downward direction. That means you had weakness and momentum for the daily chart to cross. And I will show this once again because IWM actually had the more significant triple divergence that became significant, even more so in the near price action. Very, very important. As we look at the 2 hour chart, if that would curl up right now, you have the opportunity to potentially go test the high, go make a new one. But because of the dramatic selling, we have no hints from the 30-minute chart, meaning that that would be low probability. Instead, you are more likely to set up some kind of reversal signal that then gives you some kind of 2 hour lower high. And if you really want to consider it, this is the critical level to take out to really see even more downside here. More of a weekly pullback would be if we do something like this. We see the 270.47 level taken out, as that has proven to be a very, very, in the gap in there as well, very important level over time. So I think the 30-minute is what we will mainly focus on during those live shows at the beginning of the week. We will see if we get any kind of signal for a 2 hour bounce, as IWM, the Qs, and the SPY are all very close to their monthly expected move. Let's go over volatility to really finish this up, because volatility on the 2 hour chart does not look like it wants to stop. So selling, selling, selling is on the table. Do not expect some kind of bounce just because of a percentage, but instead maybe expect some kind of bounce because we're at critical levels and the volatility index might need to back off at some point. We have to consider liquidity and things like that as well. But we do know this, even if this wants to pop off, if the 2 hour chart pulls back here, it's still in a positive trend. If we pull back right away, still in a positive trend. So if the 2 hour chart is able to pull back here, this does not mean that the bottom is in. We would have to consider future signals for that. We would need the market to prove that that is a bottom with a lower high, with a divergence. That would be in the opposite direction for volatility. Even the 30-minute here, you can see that that is skying up there. It is really skying up there, getting to that 2151, above 20 at this point. But that would say if this curls down, there's a ton of room to the center line to just curl up one more time. So again, we do not see anything from volatility that suggests that even in the short term that the selling will completely stop. We know that we have a 95% probability to see an update in the next 2 trading sessions, but it looks like that update is very likely to be just some kind of small bounce to maybe grab liquidity at this point for more selling to come, so that the SPY can get down to its monthly expected move, so that the Qs can potentially get down to the monthly expected move. So the most probable thing for this week is maybe we continue the selling, but at some point we will see some kind of bounce that then confirms back to the downside, which will tell you that more selling is on the table. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. I know I had to get through it just a tad bit quickly, but I do thank you for watching these videos, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow at the live show. Thank you and have a great rest of your day. Peace out.